Hello.
Hey, Aaron, how are you?
Hi, Carl. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Hey, when do you think we're going to have a list of who's signed up?
We have a list of who's registered for the full event. And we have how many for each program based on their selected program of interest, but we don't have registration numbers for each individual session. It's just not the way the platform works, but you'll have your total registration number as of right now. I can send that to you.
Could you? Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey Erin, it's Lucia. Thanks for your help on this and setting everything up. Similar to what Carl was asking, for the regional campuses, we won't be able to kind of see a general estimate of their interest for the regional campus breakout sessions, right?
You won't be able to see it based on the sessions. No,
Okay.
you can see during the day how many people are in your session, who is in your session, and then after the event, you get a full, very comprehensive list of every student who attended, what else they attended. There's a lot of data that comes out of it after the event.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm going to give people a chance to log in. I just want to remind that this is for chat room style, this training. So if you are planning on presenting, there was trainings for that earlier in the week, but I do have recordings. So this session today is just for the chat room style sessions.
Aaron, is it fair to say that we can shift modalities during the day?
Yeah, so chatting is available on every type of option, every type of style, but there is different steps in training that are needed in setup for presentation. So that's kind of why I noted it that way. So if you are presenting, if you're sharing screens, there's a different training for that. That was Tuesday and Wednesday. Like I said, I do have the recording. This training will go over the event in general and expectations and what the attendees are going to be seeing. But if you are planning on presenting some sort of screen, there are elements to this training that aren't in this specific deck that were featured earlier in the week. So if you do want to present, I can send that to you.
Emily, this is
Send me the recording. That'd be cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Emily. This is Kurt over on Housing Services. I've been having trouble getting the Unibuddy set up. Is that something I need for today for the session, or?
No, you don't need it for today.
Okay.
Do you know if you had uploaded an image? That tends to be the issue.
Ah, okay. Yep. It just wasn't the like continue wasn't
Right.
allowing.
It won't
Okay.
allow you to move forward unless you upload an image.
Okay. Perfect. I'll do that. Thanks.
Give everyone a few more minutes and then I'll get started. This session is also recorded. Also, just want to note for anyone just joining, this is for chat room style only. So if you are planning on presenting, I can send you a training for that. This is for chat room style. Okay, we'll get started. So Graduate Open House this fall is a completely virtual event. It's global, and I'll get into that when we hop into the who is attending slide, but this is what you can anticipate during the day today during this training. So we have who is attending, what is Unibuddy, well, what will Open House consist of, those 3 session styles that I've asked everyone to tag their session in. That way we set up the session appropriately for you. An event walkthrough, how enrollment management is here to help you, and day of resources. The platform training today will be done by me, not Amy from Unibuddy, but I feel like I work for Unibuddy at this point. I know so much about it. So I will hop into that training for you with a live demo. So who is attending? So this, like I said, this is a global event. Invitations were sent to prospects, admitted students, and undergraduate day students. This number was actually from yesterday. We sent out a big communication and invite list last night. We're actually over 4,500 now. So we're at 4,500 registered, and that should grow leading up to the event based on what we know about virtual events. About 30% plus of the registrants register the day before. Okay, so if you haven't heard of it yet, what is Unibuddy? Unibuddy is a university-centric engagement tool. Ambassador teams like College of Professional Studies and College of Engineering currently use it for one-on-one chats with prospective students. We run live events, which is just their way of saying virtual events or webinars on Unibuddy. Our new engagement portal is on Unibuddy. That's something you'll be hearing more about after Open House, but it is currently up and running right now. And then Open Houses. This is a new product and a new way for us to utilize this tool. So our Open House, how are we utilizing this platform? So aside from these images, those were just placeholders. Our Open House will have a welcome landing page that will have some comprehensive content available to any attendee. It will then break down into individual college pages where attendees can click in to see their academic sessions. There are regional pages and sessions, international pages and sessions, elective sessions, and then one-on-one support, all available within this one tool. So let's just jump right into how the day is structured from a faculty and staff perspective. So when you were working with your college points of contact or myself even to develop what sessions you're going to be hosting for Open House, you were asked to break it down into three ways. Presentation style, so that was somebody who is presenting a slide deck, a PowerPoint. A drop-in or Q&A, so maybe you don't have a formal presentation, but you just want to have your camera on so your attendees can see you and you can speak to them. And then a chat room, which doesn't have the functionality of the 2 listed above. So like I said, this is just the chat room training today. If you need access to training that goes over how to present and how to run your video, I can send you a video. So today we'll talk about chat room, but I will show you the other options in a couple screenshots. So this is what a live event, or a session rather, would look like in Unibuddy for Open House. You can see on the right-hand side, this is your presentation. You're sharing a PowerPoint. Under that, it breaks down into an agenda for your session for the day. So some of you are hosting something at 9 a.m. and then again at 12 p.m. This is so the attendee can hop in at any given time throughout the length of the event and see what's coming up for your program. In the middle, we have this chat window. So this again is just the presentation view. The chat window is where your attendees will communicate with you. They can see you and hear you if you choose presentation or drop-in style, but you can't see them. They only communicate with you throughout the day via chat. You can respond to their questions directly in here. You can see Audrey is one of our enrollment counselors. We had somebody presenting while Audrey was manning the chat. You can see her response to a student's question right in here. On the left-hand side, we have some live feeds, which I'm considering breakout rooms, which we'll get into a little bit more later, and then some direct messaging. Then we have that drop-in video style I was talking about. So this is if you don't have a formal presentation, but you do want to share your screen and share your video and just have a conversation with those on the other side. You can do so here while still maintaining the incoming chats in the middle. On the left-hand side, you can see more of those live feed breakout rooms and then some direct messages. Okay, so this is the session that we're talking about today. So this is a chat room style only. You can see there's no video module on the right. There's no presentation on the right. When somebody clicks into, an attendee clicks into a chat room style, they just see that main middle module. On this one, for an example, I opened up the info, the event info on the right-hand side. So you can see that that section shows any pinned messages. So you have the ability to write something to your attendees and pin it so everyone can see it, no matter the volume of the chat in that middle window. You can see the channel description, so a little description about your session, which EM has already built out for you and worked with your college on, so you don't have to worry about setting any of this up. All of this is set for you. And oops, sorry, I went ahead. And then anyone in this channel. So this would be you, maybe your academic advising team is joining, maybe your admissions team is joining, maybe you have a student ambassador. This will let the attendees see who is exactly in the channel. And then you again have that middle function of the chat room. On the left-hand side, there is the ability to still have those live breakout rooms and then any direct messages should you want them. Okay, so I'm gonna walk through the full experience. Carl?
Yeah, Aaron, just a question. So on the screen, we're not seeing who the interested folks are, right?
You can see their name and where they're from, but you don't see their face.
We see their name and where they're from.
Correct.
And that's going to be on the left, or
so
just
you are blue because you're the one writing. It's like a chat. It's like a text message or a Facebook message. So you are blue, and whoever, all the different students you can see here. Evan from the United States asked a question. Shanghai from China asked a question. Kristen from the United States asked a question. And you can respond directly to them.
But if they don't ask questions, we won't see their name anywhere. Is
Correct.
that it?
And until you get the report from the end of the event, you won't know.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question to Aaron. Sorry, this is Cynthia. I can see that I think this is not the correct style for me. Is it too late to change? I think the drop-in Q&A is what I intended.
Okay, let's chat after, Cynthia. Okay. And I'll answer a lot of questions at the end of, okay. Moving into just a quick look. So this is the overall experience that an attendee can anticipate. So we've been sending out a lot of email communications, inviting students, inviting prospects, as well as reminding them to come. Once they register for the event, they're going to get an access link. That access link will point them to this form. They fill out the form and tell us a little bit about themselves so we can get to know them during the event. They say their name, they create their profile, tell us where they live, and they select their program of interest. All of your programs are uploaded into Unibuddy so they can type in where they're interested. They can even select more than one of those. They'll get brought into the welcome page, which will have, like I said, comprehensive events that will be applicable to anyone, like the enrollment Q&A, the student services fair. And then we'll get down into the different colleges that we have at Northeastern for graduate programs. Moving down the page, we'll then see modules to chat with staff. These are EM staff for basically event help. At the bottom, we have regional campuses, we have international student sessions, we have the event help desk. These are all our elective sessions. So clicking back into one of our colleges, this is where we're going to see the breakdown of all the different academic sessions. We'll be able to see a quick blurb about the college itself that the colleges have provided to us, whatever sessions are live now for the attendees to click into. That same support staff for the event itself will be live right in the middle. And then you can see all of the academic sessions. So once a attendee clicks an event, clicks a session that they're interested in, they'll be brought right into it. We'll head back up to that. This is just showing more of this page, how there is opportunity for blog posts and such, but we're going to click into a session in a moment. So clicking into a live session will bring the user right into anything that's happened since that event started. So maybe there's some prior conversation, maybe they joined a little bit late. They can catch up on that conversation. If there is a live presentation, they can click right into that and be able to see the conversation that's happening by the host. They add all these questions here in the middle, and the host can either answer them verbally or chat them back into the chat box. So that's kind of like a quick look at all of the all the ways that we can host this day. Okay. So how is enrollment management here to help you? All of the things you're seeing right now are going to be preloaded in there for you. That's why we asked you to choose what style session. So we need to know if you're doing the presentation. Cynthia, if you need to change that, please let me know, because it is based on how it is built. We're going to be here for trainings just like today. I have open office hours, 3 hours leading up until the event, so you can find me on Teams or give me a call. I'm here to help. We'll also have enrollment counselors. Should you have a lot of volume in your sessions, we can supplement and add enrollment counselors in to help you with those incoming chats if you have a lot of volume. So day of resources. So you're going to get a specific link for your session. If that's all you want to worry about and you just want to think about your session, that's all you need. If you'd like to have the link that all the attendees were getting, you can have that as well. Just keep in mind that because you're session hosts, you can't click into somebody else's session and see what's happening. If you need access to multiple sessions, just let me know. I can make that happen. But as of right now, you only see what you're responsible for. You're going to get an FAQ sheet, a Unibuddy best practices sheet, and a troubleshooting sheet to help you feel a little bit more confident throughout the day. We do have some sample copy written up of how to kick off your day in that chat window. Being able to set that expectation is really important. So you're going to be the first one in your session before anyone else. So you have the ability to set the tone with a start off message that says, "Hi, I'm Erin. I'm here today to talk about Unibuddy events. And I'm going to be presenting from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then I'll be back at 12 for an afternoon presentation." I would recommend setting the day with a tone like that, with a message like that, so any user at any point can come in and say, okay, I know what's happening today. You can reach out to your college's main point of contact if you have any issues or, like I said, need some extra support. We have people assigned to every college to be able to help hop in and assist with any chats if you have a very high volume. And then, like I said, utilize Teams to connect. Okay. So I'm going to get into a session demo that's going to go over what it looks like inside of a chat event. So this is a chat room event before anything has happened. This is what you're really going to see when you get your link. If you click into a live feed on the left, so I'm using the Student Services Fair as an example because they're doing chat room style events. Click into the live feed that you'd like to chat in, and you can see that this is totally empty. You need to start the day. So it's, "Hello, I'm Erin XYZ," and hit enter. That's going to start your chat. You'll see incoming chats come on, and then you can respond to them. You can respond to them by clicking this little arrow here. This arrow lets you reply to that individual. Once you click that arrow, a reply to will come up and you just respond. That person will get an alert that says you responded to them. If you want to pin any messages, so this means maybe you set the tone, you have that welcome message pop up. You want to pin that so any user can see, just hit this little pin icon here, and that will pin it, and you'll be able to see it on the right-hand side. So it's really as simple as that. This is basically just like a chat room like Facebook would have, or like WhatsApp if you use WhatsApp, or even just a text group with your friends. So this is very similar to that. If you have multiple live stream feeds going at a time, you can just click into individual ones. We like to say that this is like a breakout room. These are different topics you're going to be talking about. So different topics will have different people running them likely. So you can hop in and talk about Office of Global Services. This one's just about graduate student government. This way all the conversations are organized and people aren't getting lost in one feed with a bunch of different topics.
Erin, I have a question. So if Someone asks the question on there and then I hit the reply button. Is it just them that sees the response or does everyone see it?
Everyone sees the response.
Okay.
This is a main public feed.
Okay.
We will, on the day of, have direct messages. So if somebody wants to ask you a question that they don't want everyone to see, they do. This one isn't set for that, but you do have the opportunity to get a direct message if somebody wants to ask you a private question.
Fantastic. Thank you.
And Aaron, you said that we could, you said that we could speak our responses instead of.
Not in
type.
this style. So this is
Oh, I
chat
thought
room
you said
style.
we could. Okay.
Yeah, Cynthia, since you want to not do chat room style, you want to speak your responses, that's a different training that I had.
Okay. Yes, I understand.
I can send you the video and you will be able to answer that way. So on the right-hand side, you can see channel info. This is accessible to you and your attendees. They can see any pinned messages. They can see the channel description. They can see what staff members are in this session. And you can also see what prospective students are in this session. So you'll be able to see their names, their country. You can even click into them and see a little bit more about their bio. Okay. So that's just a quick demo of the chat room style. I know some of you might be not interested in having just a chat room. Please let me know. I can send you the full training for how to share your screen, how to share video. It's a little bit more in depth. So please let me know. Otherwise, we can just ask some general questions about the event. I see a private chat come in. So Alira, I'll answer you after, but if anyone has any general questions they would like to ask about open house, I'm happy to answer. Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah, Aaron, in terms of how you imagine participants are kind of going to interact during the day. So if we say, hey, we have a session at 9 and one at 12, right? Mm-hmm. Do you anticipate, though, that some people will post a chat like at 11:30, yep, even though they know that there is nobody necessarily there, that the official sessions are at 9 and 12?
Right. So yes, the sessions are open all day, and there is a possibility that can happen, and that's why we did add support staff. So for Carl, for you, for example, you have not only your student ambassadors, but you also have your advisors there during the sessions and will cover for you during your times that you're not presenting. So should a question come in when you're not there, somebody will cover it. We also have people dedicated to each college on the EM side monitoring all of the sessions. So if we do see a high volume come in when they're not being answered, maybe it's during an off hour, we'll make sure we get staff in there to answer those questions. There is also the opportunity to just be really descriptive in your chats. So we've run sessions that have multiple kind of hours, so like a 9 a.m. and then a 3 p.m. before for the ambassador team. When we kind of wrap it up and say we'll be back later on, people tend to listen to that and will come back at the designated time. I do understand that there is a likelihood of somebody asking a question during an off hour, but like I said, it will be covered. We also will be able to I lost my train of thought for a minute, but you will have plenty of staff in there to be able to answer any questions should that happen. Oh, I remember. Direct messages, something I mentioned before to Kurt. So direct messages are something that if you aren't there, they can direct message you, and you can actually get those on your phone via the Unibuddy app. So if you were to walk away for a couple hours in between your two sessions, but you have your phone on you, you can get those direct messages right to your phone. Does anyone have any questions? Alira?
Aaron, so my question is about the initial welcome. If we have multiple people in the session, do we write a general message kind of letting everybody know who's on and then pin that, or is it part of the session description?
So the session description that we put together for you is what shows before they even click in. So let's go back to here. The session description that we wrote shows on your main college page before somebody even gets into the event, gives them a little bit of a background of what's happening in that room. So if you want to start the day with a welcome message that kind of outlines who's on to help that day, you can absolutely do that and pin it.
Okay.
I don't think that's a bad thing to do.
Okay, thanks.
Does anyone have any other questions about the day or the platform. Is anyone in here that needs to be trained on how to share their video and presentation besides Cynthia?
No, Erin, hi. I'm Tracy. And so I just wanted to thank you so much for doing this. I had a question. I know that the presentations are at 9 and 12. And so I'm coming from the applied psychology department. So we have faculty who are planning to be there between the 9 o'clock session and the 12 o'clock session to, I guess, respond to any questions or to be able to interact with people who are there between sessions or right before a session. It sounds like, though, members of the enrollment management team will also be there. I guess my question is, do we need to communicate with you as to who from the faculty is going to be present, just so that we can perhaps, I don't know, interface with you? I didn't know that there was going to be the enrollment management presence.
So they're,
which is great.
I think maybe that's a miscommunication on my part. They're there if
Oh.
you need them.
Oh, I see.
So if you let Alira know that you need coverage from X hour to X hour, she's going to let us know, and we're going to find coverage for you.
No, I think that our director, Dr. Rogers, has communicated that. I know that I'm present from 11 to 12.
Okay.
I know that Dr. Rizzo is present from 10 to 11, just so that we can be present in between presentations. What do you imagine is going to happen the hour before the 9 o'clock presentation? Just faculty to be available to respond to any questions that happen before the presentation actually begins?
Yeah, so all the sessions begin when the day begins. It's just how it's being built out. That way, if people want to ask questions, they can. And then when you start presenting and you start your day, you can either respond to them right then or wait till the end of your presentation to respond to them.
Okay.
Erin, if I might add,
To be present at 8 and not, you're saying that the day begins when the day begins. Sounds like presentations are at 9. So we were thinking we needed to be present at 8. Is that not correct?
So your presentation is different from the room being open the whole day. So all of these rooms are going to be open the whole day. That means chats can come in, but you're presenting at 9.
I
So
understand.
if you want to be in at 8 to kind of answer any questions that come in, you can. If you really don't want to be there, if that's a big problem for you, I can start your whole day at 9, but everyone's been kind of setting up at 8.
Thank you.
Sorry, Larry, did you have something to add?
I was just going to let Tracy know that whoever is starting at 8 will also have options to do other things. They may not necessarily go straight to the chat, but we should be available if they go straight to their academic contacts.
I don't know if you've presented or been a part of in-person open house, but the day opens at a certain time, and maybe you're presenting at the top of the hour, but there's time beforehand and time afterwards. We're trying to give the same idea for virtual open house. Open house is supposed to be kind of come and go as you please, really figure out what works for you, craft your own schedule. So that's the way that we're promoting it to our attendees. We absolutely understand that we don't anticipate faculty to sit at their computer all day, so that's why we did break it out, and you can tell us if you'd like to present for 1 hour versus 2 hours. But yeah, if questions are coming in and no one's there, we'll make sure somebody is there, and if questions are coming in before your presentation, you can either answer them in that moment or answer them during your presentation. It's really up to however you would like to handle it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Erin, for students who are many, many time zones removed from our time zone, what messages are they getting? So if I'm a student in Beijing or a prospective student, and I've registered for this, what kind of message am I getting in terms of when I can access this?
So they're still getting access to 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time to 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and they can join in whatever time works for them. We did a lot of background research on different events, different conferences that take place in specific time zones. Because this is a global event, we just had to be really upfront with this is the times that we're going to be on. And we tried to make it for an extended period of time from 8 to 2. So at least if they're in Beijing or in India or on the West Coast, there will be a point in time where it would make sense for them to hop on their computer and join us for a couple sessions. Any other questions about the platform, or any questions about maybe you didn't get your login yet? If you haven't set up your profile yet, I would really recommend doing so. We need those to build out your sessions. So if you haven't done that yet, or if you haven't got the email to set up your profile, just let me know. I can resend it to you. Everyone good on that front? Okay. If there's no other questions, we can wrap this up early today. This is recorded. If you need access to the recordings that show you how to share your screen, how to host a presentation, again, I have those, and I have some office hours coming up if you'd like to just spend some time chatting about it. Okay.
So Erin, the login, would that be for each person, faculty member, advisor who's present for the open house, or is it just for one key contact person?
Nope, everyone who is going to be participating in open house needs a login.
Okay. And you're saying that was already sent out?
It should have been. Yeah, I would say if somebody didn't get it, then they need to let me know and I can absolutely add them. We can add up until the event, but I would like everyone to do it ahead of time so we can assign you to specific sessions. Like I said before, you can't just hop into any session with your login. You need to be assigned to a session. So I think that if you could set it up ahead of time, that would be great.
Thank you.
Erin, should I just video call conference you when this is over, when we're shut down here?
I have, because this is ending early, sure. Yep. I have the next half an hour open, but I also have office hours today from 3 to 4, and next week a couple times as well, and have recordings of all the other sessions.
All right, I'll call you when we're over here.
Anyone else?
Ms. Barry, I was just trying to find out, how do I get access to the recording if I want to revisit this again?
This recording?
Yes.
Sure. I can send it to you. We're also going to we have a Teams channel. Actually, this might be a better use. Let me hold on one second. I'll send a link in this chat to the Teams channel that all open house communication is happening on. This is where you're going to get your like extra training documents. This is where we're going to be sending updates to the event. So let me grab that link. It's a public group, so anyone on this call should be able to join it. And you can just ask in there. Let me do a public message to everyone. Here you go. So I will post the training in this Teams channel. And you can review it there, as well as all the other ones. I posted the training from the other sessions there as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Great. Okay. If no one has any other questions, I think we're good to go.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you.
Thank
See you
you.
soon.
Thanks.
Thank you.